Do we really need to strength train? If so, what does it bring to us? Hi, today we have Henry Lau from Rise Strength Gym. He's a manual therapist and a strength coach. So I'm asking Henry today, what do you think helps and brings to the lifestyle of a grappler if they do some strength training? Considering that when we actually train on the mats, we're there 4 to 6 days a week. Do we really need to strength train? If so, what does it bring to us as far as benefit?
Really good question. I think a lot of people who are on the mats, they think it's just training on the mats is good enough, and it's usually not. So a lot of times what we're doing is when we're strength training, you're basically allowing yourself to reduce risk of injury, and you're increasing your capacity to recover better too. So like a good strength program encompasses that. It's just not just thinking, okay, I'm just gonna lift weights to get super strong.
Yeah, right.
But it's also encompassing aspects of your cardiovascular system. So it's like rolling on the mats just isn't enough to develop cardiovascular system for rolling. So like if you dive a little deeper into the physiology of it, when you're rolling on the mats, you're using a certain energy system that takes away from your cardiorespiratory capacity, and it takes away from basically your creatine phosphate capacity, meaning the shorter cycles of the ones where you use for a lot of power.
Now, does it matter if the grappler competes or doesn't?
Yes, it does matter. So if they compete, they definitely need to strength train then.
Okay.
Is that like, yeah.
Awesome, great.
Huge advantage.
Thank you. So another question is, if we do compete and we do also do jiu-jitsu, how many times a week minimum would you suggest from your experience? Henry also has some grappling experience on the mats.
Very little.
But he does. That would actually help us, so that would increase our performance level.
So great question. A lot of people will be like, oh, you have to like train X amount of times, but it depends on the context and the person.
Got it.
So let's say if someone's never strength trained before, just once a week will bring benefits. And obviously twice a week will bring even more benefits. But I think a lot of times it's probably 2-3 times a week is the most ideal for these individuals who are training grappling very intensely. But just to take a zoomed out perspective also, it's like when you're in season and you're competing, it's like, okay, you're probably only training once or twice a week just to maintain your benefits. But there needs to be an off season for the jiu-jitsu athletes. A lot of times people are just training jiu-jitsu really hard.
Yeah.
And they don't have enough capacity to develop the qualities that they need to move on to the next level. And then everyone's just like, oh, I need to get better, I need to get better. Yes, you do need skills training, but you do need an off season where you develop your physical capacity.
Now, during the off season, which is unheard of in the jiu-jitsu world, in other sports definitely, because our competing season is limited depending on what sport. Like for me, it was cycling. So what would you suggest for off-season training? Like,
So
do we still train jiu-jitsu? Do we still lift as much, or?
Well, from like a realistic standpoint, it's like jiu-jitsu people love to train jiu-jitsu. So it's like, you're probably on the mat still like 4, 5, 6 times a week. So I would say it's really hard, but if you want to develop the physical qualities that you need, you have to back off the jiu-jitsu. And maybe it's just like 3 times a week now. So you're going to like 3 times, you're rolling 3 times a week, maybe drilling once or twice a week.
Okay. And we still keep lifting, right?
Yeah, so then you're actually focusing more on your strength quality. So you're on a strength conditioning program, developing your limitations, whether it's like absolute strength, whether it's like isometric strength, or whether it's like your cardiovascular capacity. You have to find your limitations and then bring that up if you want to get better. Like if you don't want to get better, just keep rolling, right? Just keep rolling.
Right.
You'll get better at jiu-jitsu, but your body is going to take a beating, and at some point you'll reach a point where it's like, oh man, my body can't keep up with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
and like a lot of people reach that.
Yeah,
a lot of people get there, and then it's like, oh, now I have to strength train. Well, how about you do that before you get hurt?
Yeah.
Before you reach these limitations.
That's a good point. And then another question is, how do we incorporate recovery with lifting and jiu-jitsu training?
A lot of people always like, oh, I love this. It's like, oh, I'll use the ice bath, or I'll use, like, I love red light, but like,
that's not recovery,
yeah,
though.
it's not recovery.
It's not
Recovery is like doing nothing. Like that's like the baseline for recovery. Do nothing, or there's some specific aspects of recovery that I think that Anna Hartman does a really good job on in terms of some of the fascia work to allow the system to relax better. So if you're going to like recover and like I'm gonna go on like a 30-minute bike ride to recover, that's not recovery. You just did some work. And your system's like, oh, I have to do extra work. Like that's not.
Yeah. Even if it's zone 1?
Even if it's zone 1.
Oh.
So maybe if you go for a walk, that's okay.
Brisk walk.
Yeah, like
not even a brisk walk.
Not even, just like easy walk, yeah.
Okay.
But that's not even real recovery. It's just moving.
So you would recommend like fascia work?
Some type of fascia work, some type of even like somatic work, or some drills that allow you to regulate better and just allow you to relax.
Okay, awesome. Great. Anything else that you want to add that maybe I didn't think about? If you want optimal performance for your jiu-jitsu, and especially if you compete. And for longevity.
Ooh.
Longevity is huge.
Yeah,
We always talk about longevity.
I think people in the jiu-jitsu world need to eat a lot better.
Oh, huge.
Huge.
Huge. Okay, because that is part of what affects our performance.
Yeah, you gotta
in our
feel properly.
longevity. Okay.
Most jiu-jitsu people, they like see some practitioners and it's like, there's some of these guys on YouTube, it's like, I eat once a day. I'm like, if you eat once a day, there's no way you're training like 6 times a week, whether on the mats or in the weight room or however, you have to eat somewhere around like at least 3, probably ideally for like the real athlete, 4 to 5 times a day.
So does fasting it's a huge hot topic for people that want longevity and detox and this and that. I personally, I do like it, but it's not something with my lifestyle I've ever really been able to apply because I need to eat.
Yeah.
So do you think that benefits a competitive or just a lifestyle Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu grappler who's also strength training? When we're talking about nutrition and fueling our body.
I think you can look at it 2 different contexts. So let's say there's some people that will tell you, hey, fasting really benefits me. And then like some people, oh, fasting doesn't benefit me. So let's understand why it would benefit someone and why it wouldn't benefit
for
someone.
athletic performance.
Yeah, that way you can use the tool for yourself. So I generally would say if you're competing or if you're trying to get after some type of physicality, like that adaptation that you need to make, you need to fuel yourself. So you probably shouldn't be fasting because fasting is a stressor. You may be doing it once a month and some people are like, oh, I feel so good. Well, if you have something that you're doing that fasting allows you to feel better, it might be some other limitation like your gut or something else that you need to go see a practitioner for. Maybe some type of functional medicine doctor or some type of nutritionist so you can actually address the issue rather than trying to fast. Every time it's like, oh, fasting makes me feel so good. Well, if you always have to fast, it's like that's not something that's gonna be advantageous for you because you're not gonna be fueling yourself properly.
Right. Awesome. Great point. Anything else that you would like to add?
No, that's good.
All right. Well, if you'd like some more information on this or how to have a personalized program for yourself, Henry Lau does programming. He does manual therapy work. If you have any injuries, anything of that sort, you just want to stop into Right Strength Gym, check us out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.